Israelis are forced to wait right now after Donald Trump has taken that 2-week embargo. He said the same when he was asked about whether he knows for sure if Vladimir Putin wants an end to the Ukraine-Russia conflict. And he said, I don't have an answer on that for you right now, but give me 2 weeks' time and I'll come back to you for that. So is this 2-week a delay tactic because Israelis are forced to wait in this strategic dilemma? There is no room for talks, is what Abbas Araghchi has to say. The oil suppliers, the large ones at least, all of their tanks are up to the brim. They're trying to make sure as much as export can happen before one of those ports is attacked as well or not. Are we looking at this war entering a new, deadlier phase? There is no room for de-escalation as of now, and diplomacy is gathering pace, in the European quarters, but not so much at the White House.
Thank you for having me. Kabir, the main issue is here that it was a planned attack on Iran by 5 nations, by NATO, Germany, France, UK, US, and Israel. So the attack was not meant for the nuclear side. For God's sake, it's meant for a regime change. It was meant to get rid of Ayatollah Khamenei and also top leaders of the Iranian. And then when Mr. Netanyahu deceived the American public, that the American president, that he's able to remove them with that 400 sorties attack on Iranian from the sea, from the ballistic missile, from inside, and also from the sky. But the whole mission was failed. And then they realized that the Iranian Ayatollah Supreme Leader was removed 15 minutes before the attack on that building. And we know that 40 meters deep, that bomb has gone into that building where he was, and he was safe. And Iran could absorb the first attack and then retaliated. It's a sovereign nation, got under attack, and it has the right to defend itself by all means, by all UN Charter or any rule you wanted to put. The Geneva Convention also very clearly says that you prohibit any country attacking a nuclear site of a country. But yet the war has been declared on Iran, and I think it's a time the Iranian will be able to give the ending of this war, and the United States able to stop it, or maybe they started, but they will be able to stop it if they can control Israel and halt all the attack on the Iranian side. Then we can see sort of a window of peace. Otherwise, we are heading for a regional war.
Window of peace, otherwise a regional war. Ambassador Vora, take a look at the rhetoric that's also escalated over the last week. Israel Katz, the same man who said Tehran will burn down to the ground, he's again come out and said, the Israeli defense minister, that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran, can no longer be allowed to exist. But now that Donald Trump has put the Israeli administration in a lull, at least for the next 2 weeks, can Israel achieve its own war goal, crippling Iran's nuclear ambitions without the US military support? That's a big operative but and a question now.
Well, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be with you. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can. Take it away.
Right. Thank you very much. Great pleasure, great honor to be with you and to listen to my colleague, Professor Awil, and of course, General Meston is there. Let me put it across in very simple terms. And this is for Professor Awad as well as for General Meston. And for you, sir. You are the anchor, but I wish to ask you a question. You are an amazing channel, and you, of course, are one of our best. I'm the president of the World Buddhist Center in the nation's capital in Delhi. Do we Buddhists have a right to exist? General Meston, do Christians have a right to exist?
Absolutely.
Do Muslims have a right to exist?
Very true.
Do Hindus have a right to exist? Do Jews have a right to exist? And what should the Jews do with a regime that says you have no right to exist? We'll wipe you off the face of the earth. It's a fight for survival, sir. You can argue about how many missiles and how many hospitals and how many this. Why are they fighting? Number one, the primary target is not the nuclear bomb. The Americans and the Europeans are concerned about the Iranian nuclear bomb because it can hit them. What the Israelis want is regime change. During the time of the Shah, sir, this is something of interest to you. Professor Awil, you'll know this. General Meston, I have traveled through that. I belong to the class of 1973 of the Foreign Service. I've traveled to Tehran when there were direct flights from Tehran to Tel Aviv. And young Iranians loaded with oil money would fly off there to have a good time in the nightclubs and dance and do whatever else people do over there at that age. And then comes the revolution of 1979. And we know what's happened after that. And then when the revolution takes place, the leader of the revolution also says that, all right, we've destroyed the monarchy in Iran. We'll do the same with the Gulf monarchies. Are the Gulf monarchies going to be happy? I'd be surprised if they were. Now, what I see happening, the primary goal is the elimination of the regime. If that goes, the Israelis hope that this nonsense about wiping them off the face of the earth will cease to exist. The bomb is a secondary thing, sir. And so they have eliminated a lot of people. They are now talking about killing Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Because the first casualty in any war, sir, is the truth. My own people tell me that he's not in Iran anymore, that he's gone to Moscow. I don't know again if this is true, but this is the story that I've been told. Yeah, I can't find out. Nobody is able to verify this.
All right.
To sum up, my feeling is that the first target for the Israelis is to destroy the regime, and then they believe that the issue of the bomb will go away. And Donald Trump saying 2 weeks makes no sense. Why not 2 days? Why not 4.5 days? Why not 7 days and 45 minutes?